Hello. Okay, it's Tuesday. We are on Twitter and YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I see you. Hello, hello. We'll give people a few seconds to hop on. Actually, you know what? Well, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. Hi, Richard. Thank you for joining. We're just going to check Twitter really quick. All right, so let's see. That's been my new thing. Yes. Hi, Miles. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Hi, Zombie. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, everybody. All right, I'm just going to check and make sure everyone is here. All right, let's check Twitter. I want to see how we're working on Twitter, because this is a brand new venture for me. Some of you I haven't seen in a really, really long time. Entertaining cat? Is that what it is? Did I read that correctly? Hurry! You know what? No, we're not doing that right now. We're going to just go on my phone. Are you back in Cali? Yeah. I went back to Cali for 11 days and then I came right back. That's how that went. Oh, thank you. Entertaining said. Okay, I got it now. Entertaining said. Hi, thank you for being here. Entertaining said, and then Dallas. Hi, Dallas. Okay. No, Eva. And that's my cat. Hold on a second. Okay, Miles. Okay, I'm putting you on blank for a second. Let me go take care of my cat. She's going to say hello. All right, Eva. Are you being bad? Eva. No, are you being bad? Are you being a little bit bad? Hold on. Okay, there you go. No. Okay, she wants treat. She wants treats. I'll let y'all pop in. Eva looks like she's been hunting. She has been hunting. She killed 5 mice. Within the past month and a half, she's killed 5 mice. Okay, Eva. Come here. Okay, chill out, man. Oh, someone said, speaking of TikTok, Republicans chickened and did not ban TikTok. Yeah, so I heard this ban is coming. I haven't looked too much into that at the moment, actually, so I don't really know about that, but I've heard rumblings about a TikTok ban might be coming back, which is actually really sad because it is kind of funny. A lot of Republicans will talk about TikTok, but I guess what they don't realize, TikTok is such it actually is kind of a freedom of speech app, and it's a way that people connect with each other really quickly. There are bad parts about it, of course. I don't think super young people should have TikTok, but as far as adults go, I think it's a very cool app. Hold on, Eva. Hold on. Okay, Eva went outside. Though China wants stuff from TikTok to feed their AI programs. Do you think that's anything worse than what the US is doing? I mean, think about it. All right, sillies. Hold on. Um okay. All right, let's go. Where shall we start, people? All right, so Biden visited Maui yesterday, finally, after 2 weeks. So, a few videos from that, but I don't want to spend too much time on that because we've all seen it.
Actions speak louder than words. So, hearing a lot from the people here, as well as Hawaiian flags. To my right, there are a bunch of people out here. They've been here for hours. A bunch of them are protesting. They have their makeshift.
Okay, so I know what that is. I didn't save that video, but I do believe so that little group behind her, I do believe that's the group that was flipping off Biden. That's exactly actually what I think that group is. That was the group. If you saw the pictures and you guys all saw them, that was the group that was flipping off Biden. And here's a part of his visit.
But her name is Maisie as well. And Jill, Brian Chance, our senator.
I can't stand this guy. This is Brian Chance. He's the guy in the black right behind Joe Biden. Do not like this guy. I don't like him at all. He was, in my opinion, just go and pursue the clips yourself, but he was, in my opinion, just a little bit too giddy at climate change when the fires happen.
Maisie, by the way, Maisie, I told my granddaughter, whose name is Maisie as well. She said, that's why I like her. Anyway, but her name is Maisie as well. And Jill Takuda, Representative Ed Chase.
Yeah, all right. And there we go. Talk about sleeping at the wheel.
Never met before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship. But like many others, my son's home burned down. My daughter's home burned down. My home burned down. My parents of 59 years.
There you go. Oh, thank you guys. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that was Biden visiting Lahaina, and it was very odd because I was on Twitter after all this happened, and there was just a full on. I don't know if it was bots. They seemed like real people. I don't know. But there was just so many people. Biden was amazing. He was so great. I'm like, really? He was literally asleep at the wheel. Like, what are you talking about? Are we both living in alternate universes? I'm so confused. But that was Biden's visit, and I don't even think I didn't even show you the worst part, how he met with victims. The thing about Biden, he is so out of touch. It's not only his age, it's just the fact that he has been so out of touch and so insulated for so long. He doesn't even know how to relate to normal people. So he meets a normal person and he just starts talking about himself or making up lies about himself because he just does not know how to react. And he's on his way back to his second vacation, which is fine. He's going back to Lake Tahoe. Fine. I don't fault anyone for taking vacations, but wow. And one of the worst disasters ever. And that guy, Brian Schatz, that was right behind Joe Biden. This was the guy that look up interviews with him right after the storm happened. Very creepy. He just looks giddy, and I don't know why. I'm just curious, but he just looks giddy. But no one has really answered the questions. Why? And one of the main questions. Well, there's two. Okay, I guess, like, there's a lot of questions, but I think there's two main ones. Why the sirens weren't sounded off, but I don't think we're ever going to get an answer to that because the guy in charge of that obviously resigned due to health reasons. But another question is, why did the police blockade off? I can kind of understand why the kids were sent home, but why were the police or why would I'm sorry, excuse me, why were the cars blockaded? Why were they blocked in? We've never gotten an answer to that, and there's things that maybe might make sense. Maybe there were downed power lines because we know there were faulty power lines. Was that why? Were there downed power lines on the other side of the road that we just didn't know about? I mean, why were people blockaded in on Front Street? We haven't gotten an answer to that yet. No one's answered that. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Did I miss something? Did I not see something? But as far as I know, there has not been a direct answer to that question yet. Why were police blockading people in? Because everything else I can, yeah, it doesn't make sense and it's not right and it should be held completely accountable, but I can at least come up with like some sort of maybe justification in my head, but that's the one that why were people blockaded in? And if it was downed power lines, because that could be a legitimate reason. Maybe the police thought they were down power lines in other ways. But no, actually it's not a legitimate reason. Excuse me. Here I am playing the devil's advocate. That's not a legitimate reason. Now that I think about it, giving the images of the flames in my head. Yeah, it just they never answered the question. You would think the police chief wanting to be transparent, that would be one of the first thing he did. He would say, "This is why we had to make that decision." Blah 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 blah. But nothing. Nothing. All right. Mm, this White House doesn't give correct answers. No, they do not. They don't. Well, especially in this situation. All right. No, they do not. And this situation has a lot of questions, and we have not heard much. All right. I thought we would maybe lighten things up just a tad bit and actually, wait, no, hold on. There's a few more serious in here and then we'll go to the funny. Just a few more serious TikToks, then we'll go into the funny. I wanted to end it on something funny and light because the news cycle has been out of control. All right, so we know about the migrant crisis in New York. We've talked about on this channel for how long now? And there was a recent poll done in New York City. 82% of New Yorkers think that this open borders policy is a serious problem. It's also that the majority of them voted for Biden. Biden ran on open borders. And a lot of them are starting to protest because their old nursing homes, their sports facilities for their kids, and all this stuff is being taken up by migrants. So that's just one video of them. And this video I found earlier today. This is really interesting. So this is a single dad who's in the shelter system. And before you get judgmental, just listen to the beginning of what he's saying, because at the end of the day, this is someone whose bloodline is in America, and this is how they're being treated.
Yeah, oh shit, this shit is nice, central air, food. What up, TikTok? So me and my son have been going through the shelter system, ping-ponging back and forth, right? Now, last week they sent us with the immigrants to the hotel, and I'm thinking, oh shit, this shit is nice, central air, food downstairs, we got a TV, nice beds. It's a comfortable spot for you and your child, right? My son is 8 months. So they sent us back to Brooklyn, and they sent us to this spot. Now, Mayor Adams, you should be fucking outraged. Yeah, that's my son crying in the background, because he could tell how y'all placed us in a piece of shit ass apartment like this. Yeah, so check this out. Dead roach bodies. This is where they got me and my 8-month-old son. You see this shit? Molded. All this is rotten. 8-month-old baby in this right here. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff.
Again, don't judge too much. The point that he's making, you'll hear it later in this video, is just the fact that he was born and raised in New York, and these single adult male migrants are getting better facilities than he is with his baby.
Stuff right here. Look at the walls. Look how long they ain't clean these. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Now, mind you, the immigrants are not living in anything like this, y'all. The immigrants are not living in dead roach bodies. Dead roach bodies. Yeah. Look at this shit. This is a new unit. This is what they're giving the baby. Check out.
So how did New Yorkers feel about Texas these days now that they've experienced a taste of illegals? I don't know. I will say I think there's a handful of I think there's I don't want to say handful. I think there's more than that. I think there's people that actually have common sense, that get what's going on, but there's always also going to be, this is where you should have used that handful. There's also going to always be a handful of people that are so dense in their head. For instance, so Eric Adams, yeah, he will call out the fact that they're getting too many migrants, but he won't call out to close the southern border. He won't say that it's Joe Biden's policy. So one of the things that Greg Abbott did when he started busing people to other borders, he said, hey, if we as governors can work together, maybe we can make some kind of change. But instead of working together, these mayors and governors are so partisan. And I did hear from a birdie, I don't know how true this is, but I heard from a birdie that Eric Adams was told to just be quiet until the election, and then he would get a nice paycheck. Whether it's for him or the city, I don't know. But that's the birdie that I heard, and it kind of makes sense, because why would you not call on Joe Biden to close the border? Why would you try to deflect to Greg Abbott? Eric Adams knows it's not Greg Abbott. Texas is not a sanctuary state. They vote Republican. They are not for open borders. So after a year, after 2 years of people flooding into their state when this isn't what they voted for, why would they not start busing people to sanctuary cities and places they want to go? By the way, California just got their 9th bus of illegal immigrants. And I think this last one was like 27 people. California has 70,000 homeless people. They can't even fix that problem. Since they've been spending billions on that problem, it's been getting worse. So their homeless problem keeps getting worse. And yet they had the nerve, the city council of Los Angeles had the nerve to declare themselves they had the nerve to declare themselves a sanctuary city. I remember when they did that. First of all, they kind of already are a sanctuary city. They already are just a sanctuary state in a whole. So they didn't really have to do that. That to me felt like just a big virtue signal. But okay, that aside, whatever, that was just my fleeting thought. But you declared yourself a sanctuary city in the middle of a border crisis. When people are just flooding over the border, are you not paying attention to the news? If you're declaring yourself a sanctuary city at this time, you might as well say, start sending them. Start sending them. And that's exactly what happened. It was literally a week after Los Angeles declared themselves a sanctuary city, they started getting buses of migrants. And keep in mind, like, I don't know about the previous buses, but the last bus that came, most of these individuals, they have family in the area and they chose to come here. So when I say come here, I mean Los Angeles. So oops, sorry. Somebody said Eric Adams is busing illegals to Rockland County. Okay, so I'm guessing, I don't know exactly what county that is. I apologize. But I'm guessing you mean upstate New York. Yeah, they're having issues with it too. But the interesting thing is, and I'm not one of those people that's like, this is what you vote for, this is what you get, but this is what people voted for. So the fact that, and I still, even to this day, will see people in some of these neighborhoods and they'll say, for instance, Stephanie Germanotta, Lady Gaga, her dad, he had a restaurant in this neighborhood and he said, look, I want them to come. I just don't want them to come here. Well, where would you like them to go, sir? Where would you like them to go? I'm quite curious. Anywho, that's New York, so it's imploding. They've had 100,000 migrants, estimated 100,000 migrants, obviously give or take a few thousand, go through their shelter system. And when I say go through their shelter system, it doesn't mean that they're staying in New York. They could have left New York and gone to see family, but that's just the number of people that have gone through the system. All right, this girl's pretty funny. Hold on. All right, so here's Kamala Harris helping in Lahaina.
You guys, we did it. We got help on the way. All your help, sharing that video, liking, commenting. We got it. I'm so excited. The government, we finally have someone from the government here, and I am just so excited. Check this out.
I'm here. Aloha. The government is here. We're here to help.
Is she on a green screen? Anyway, I want to thank you, Madam President. I mean, wait, that's what... Joe calls you. Thank you, Madam Vice President. We're here in Maui. There's so many people displaced. There's so many people struggling. What are you guys going to do to help us here in Maui?
So here's the thing, right? Hawaii is
an island.
an island. And, you know, it's surrounded by water. Okay. And sometimes when water is too wet, you have to unburden what has been, and sometimes a fire starts.
Do you think Hello, I'm back. It just kicked me out of my own stream. Is it accurate or is it not accurate? Yes, I did just get kicked out of my own stream. That's never happened before. But I'm back. Guess they just pretty much embrace the homeless population as a part of everyday life. Yeah, they do. I was just in Los Angeles for about 11 days. I stayed in West Hollywood. West Hollywood it's a little bit unique because they don't let you will see a lot of homeless in West Hollywood, and there is a lot of crime in West Hollywood, but they do not allow people to camp. So you're not going to see tents. But what you will see is just about every few blocks, you'll see just a homeless person either pacing around, either talking to themselves, or just completely passed out in the road. So that is what you'll see in West Hollywood. How fun is that? And it just feels so dangerous because, well, I told you guys before, I used to work for a psychiatric hospital and I interned for NGRI population. NGRI is not guilty by reason of insanity. And I did work with a man who did commit murder to someone that was very close to him. And it was a complete delusion that he went off on. He was fine 1 second and then he went off into a delusion and thought that his family member was a robot and wanted to harm him. So that's what he did. And not sure she could figure out the islands and that have water surrounding her either. Okay, I think you're talking about Kamala Harris. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't trust her to figure out many things. I apologize. My computer cut off, so I didn't get to finish that entire sketch. There wasn't a whole lot left, but yeah, it's a little strange. The people that are in charge at the moment. It feels like sometimes we could do the job better than them. Yeah, I feel safe now. I think I'll just keep my gun close by. Isn't West Hollywood very expensive part of LA? Yes, it is very expensive. It's not the most expensive. It's really not. It's very expensive, but it's not the most expensive. And I don't live there now. I wouldn't pay rent there right now, but when I did live there, the reason I chose to live there was because, yeah, it was a little bit more expensive, but it was a very walkable. So I didn't need a car as much. And when I moved there, it was very safe. So it was a neighborhood that I could walk to the grocery store, the convenience store, the pharmacy. I could walk to restaurants, bars if I wanted to. I could walk to my gym. I could walk to movie theaters. I could walk to a mall. So to me, that was very attractive. And that was at a time when it was a lot safer than it is now. I moved there in about 2015. and actually you can research this also. Yeah, you can research this. Homelessness got really, really bad, like right when I moved there. So between the years of 2015 to 2023 or whatever it is, homelessness increased by 80%, 70 to 80%, 70 to 80%. So when I scoped out the area, it was super duper safe. It was awesome. It was walkable. I didn't need a car. It was just like living in paradise. And after being there a few years, I started noticing I can't walk down that same street that I used to be able to walk down. It's a little sketchy. It's just a little sketchy. I don't think I'm going to walk down that street. And yeah, my quality of life just started changing dramatically. And yeah, I did. I moved there in 2015. But if you research Los Angeles, if you research when it got really bad, what the research will tell you, especially like the newest research, is that it really got bad after 2015. So it was 2015 beyond. That's when homelessness increased 80%. So the year that I moved there was literally when it just started accelerating. And it makes sense because that's when I noticed it too. I have a glitch. I have something wrong with me where if I see something I have to say something, which it can be a blessing sometimes, but also just a little bit of a curse because I can't keep my mouth shut. That's just funny. Hold on, let me put this up. A dyslexic 6-year-old with a Ouija board could create better policies in the political class today. I don't think you're too far off. I think what's wrong with our political class today, I'm probably going to, yeah, I'll get off in just a few minutes, but I'm going to answer, if you ask questions, I'm going to answer questions. What I think is wrong with our political class today is that they're so ideologically driven. They drank the ideological Kool-Aid, whatever that ideology is, and it is more important for them to serve their ideology than to serve people or constituents or reality or whatever it may be. It's just they're drunk on that Kool-Aid and they're serving their ideology as king, not reality, not their constituents. And that is completely and utterly and totally backwards because when you are an elected official, your number one job is you're a public servant. Your number one job is to be a public servant. That's why your salary is public. So if you ever have a politician, you can look up their salary. It's public. The reason their salary is public is because their salary is paid by taxpayer dollars. Therefore, it has to be transparent. Therefore, you can look up their salary. You can see exactly what they make, any city employee, and yeah, they're a public servant. Their sole job is to serve you and to serve the Constitution. But we have gone so far away from that, and we just have this political class that is just drunk on ideology. And they're not serving what they're supposed to be serving. So people need to stand up. They need to fight back. They need to educate themselves. And they need to vote appropriately. And they need to push back appropriately. That's what I think. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, you have the same problem. You have the same problem as me. Yeah, I have a chip. I have to speak up. And sometimes it's not appropriate. And I'm sure you've experienced that too. You have to rein it in sometimes. Okay, I'm just highlighting a few things. I'm going to have to go in just a minute, you guys, but I'm going to highlight a few things and I'll be live again tomorrow. So I'll announce it again tomorrow. And then, okay, the left and the media are in lockstep with each other. Ideology over reality. Absolutely. And there's also politicians that are like that right now. That's why it's so important to pay attention, to speak up, because it's not just the left and the media. Yeah, okay, so the left and the media, but yeah, there's a lot of politicians, a lot of local politicians that are in on that too. So you just got to pay attention. Media and big tech. Yeah, media and big tech. Well, thankfully, we have a few little breakthroughs right now. Like we have Twitter right now. That's a little bit of a breakthrough. And I know you guys are going to hate this. You're going to hate it, but it's true. Even TikTok is a little bit of a breakthrough. YouTube has been a little bit of a breakthrough recently. I know not totally. They still have their faults. They still have their... Woo! I'm so sorry. I slip and slide. Okay, I'm so sorry. I think we're good. Okay, we're good. Yeah, there's a few platforms that, yeah, they're not totally there, but they're helping a little bit, I think. The problem with the political class is that they're bought. Yeah, a lot of them are. That was, I think, one of the reasons why they hated Donald Trump so much, because he couldn't really, I mean, he deserves a lot of criticism. Trust me, I'm not defending the guy by any means. He gets a lot of criticism, and a lot of it he deserves. So I'm not sitting here defending Trump and saying he's so great. But what I am saying is that he is someone that did not need that donor class as much as a lot of normal politicians. And I think that's one aspect that drove them absolutely crazy, because he really couldn't be bought in that aspect. He just couldn't be bought in that realm. And I think it drove a lot of people crazy. That's not the only reason he drove them crazy, but I think that's one for some, if that makes sense. All right, you all. And your job as a politician is to be a public servant. Excuse me. Your job as a politician is to serve your constituents, is to serve your people. So we just have a lot of backwards politicians that have forgotten what they're supposed to be doing. And there's that. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to go ahead and get up off here. Let's see. You are there to serve, not to be served. Absolutely. I worked for the government too. I worked for the state of Virginia. I worked for the city of Denver, and my salary was always very public because I was a public servant. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. That was a lot of fun. I will see you probably tomorrow. I will announce when I'm live again. And, okay. Chris, stop. Christy, what are you? I can't even see what you're saying. I need glasses. Chris Christie always serves himself at most buffets. Okay. Inappropriate. Inappropriate. Just kidding. That was pretty funny. Good night. God bless you. Oh, God bless you too. Okay. Thank you very much, you all. Good night. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. All right. Bye, you all.